Hello and welcome to episode 31 of NoHoldBarredPod. That is Sal.
Hello.
And I am Don. Welcome back again this week. Thank you for tuning in.
Indeed. How's your week been, Don?
Busy, writing a lot. Yeah, mainly. So I've been head down into that this week. So what about you?
Oh, same shit, different week, isn't it? But we smile and we spin everything positively because that's all we can do.
Have to. Yeah.
Thumbs up, everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
You haven't, you've not listened to PMQs this week, have you?
No, I've literally tried to stay away from everything to get this, putting an article out tomorrow, which is really important to me.
On your
and a lot of
Substack,
people,
Don McGowan.
Yes, my Substack, Sal Dodgson. Yeah, we got to carry this name calling thing on again. I forgot about that from last week. Yeah, this is no hold
purely in
barred.
jovial terms.
Yeah,
it's weird. Sorry.
I have to do like voiceover voice. Welcome to No Hold Barred Pod.
That's what people do, though.
I know.
It
I
needs
like
to be more performative, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think you sent me a link to a YouTube video yesterday or the day before, American guy, and I'd never seen it before. What was it you sent me?
Oh, I don't know.
What's it
Give
called?
us a clue.
It was, and you said we should aim to be these guys, but in the
Oh,
UK.
Sam Cedar.
That's the one.
You've never heard of Sam Cedar?
No, never. Weirdly.
What?
So yeah.
Sorry. High pitched early doors. That wasn't it. My polls.
Your cats are going to come running in a minute. No, I hadn't heard of him at all, which is weird. But I watched this video that Sal sent me the other day. What's the pod called?
Majority Report.
The Majority Report, and it's really, really cool. And it just made me think that. Yeah, and it just made me think when you said then, I'm just doing silly voiceovers, but that's such a relaxed, kind of chilled out vibe, which we have, I think, as well. And I think that's a really cool way. They just have the money and the tech behind them. Whereas yeah, exactly. We're sitting in our living rooms and offices at home. But we'll get there at some point. But yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, it's a very cool.
So share us to your friends, because the more
edition.
you do that, the quicker we're going to be able to get people on to make us professional.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone wants that.
Fun. Yeah.
And we've got a bit of news later on, whether it'll be in episode 1 or episode 2. If we do a 2-parter, let's see. A bit of news to bring you, which will be exciting for next week. A little preview of a little exclusive. We've been offered some access to some people, which might give us a little boost.
Didn't we talk about it last week?
We did mention it, but we're a bit more specifics on it now.
Right, yeah.
We can't say everything yet, but we can release a little bit more about what we're going to do with the
Flying Bus news, everybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot the flying bus was involved. Yeah.
Anywho, having just pissed all over your chips for later on.
Yeah. I was trying to set up a little teaser to keep people interested.
Sorry. To keep people interested. We are interested. What are you talking about? We've got loads to talk about today.
Well, we got some big news about we got some big news coming up later about our involvement with the Patriotic Millionaires group. So stay tuned and we'll get involved in that. Oh, we got a tech issue?
Well, not really.
Your mic's
it's
gone a
just
bit
very
wobbly.
loose and I don't know why.
On the side there, yeah, you got a little screw bit, that's it.
No, that's for the uppy-downy bit. This is the roundy bit, and it's still... Anyway, sorry about that technical chat, everybody. Shall I rattle on with PMQs?
Yeah. Yeah, enough of the jargon. Let's go to PMQs.
Let's not keep everybody waiting a moment longer. They're all absolutely chomping at the bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to, very much a skirt through because it's just hard to find capacity.
And just before you start, I haven't watched it, as I said a minute ago this week. I haven't heard anything about it, so I'm live reacting to what Sal's
Don
say.
McGowan, you're in for a treat, let me tell you.
Thanks, Sal Dodgson. I can't wait.
I'll praise you, and all I'm going to say is Farage didn't give us the surprise we were expecting, but somebody else did.
Okay. Little teaser, like it.
So we started off with Tory hilarity. from somebody called Lincoln Jopp. And he said the last week's PMQs was a bin fire. Please can Starmer never be away again. And I thought it's a very valid point for a Tory, but worth mentioning.
That's fair.
Starmer responded that was interesting coming from Kwasi Kwarteng's successor.
Oh.
Yeah. Somebody called Sally Jameson from Labour had a lot of today was about local questions, so I haven't gone into them because this is, we're sticking with the main meat and potatoes. But she, my God, she sounds like Angela Rayner. Like, close your eyes, Bizarro.
Okay.
She had a local question, but it was about a historical issue to do with compensating coalfield workers. And I'm looking at my watch going, coal. Wow. What were we saying last week about taking forever to catch up with scandals?
Yeah.
So that happened. That was still happening. Badenoch, Jesus. Although, I mean, compared to that knob last week, she was, a relief. Started on the BBC and a surprise to absolutely nobody. She said, Streeting had said in an interview that there was a toxic environment in number 10. He's right, isn't he? Starmer, was that the one where? Oh no, Starmer just said any attack on any cabinet member is unacceptable. Wanged on about a load of NHS figures that Streeting had altered. We'll come on to that later, though, won't we, Don? Badenoch said that the leadership bids, I don't even know, the coups, I don't know how you describe them at the minute, were leaked by number 10. And most notes, she actually called out Morgan McSweeney. Does the Prime Minister have full confidence in him?
Oh, did she?
I've never seen Starmer hit the dispatch box so quickly to respond to a question. Oh, he absolutely snapped back. It was a double take. Like, calm down, son. He defends his team and the appointments made. Again, talked about backstreeting and talked about investing in the NHS. He backed Mandelson as well, so let's remember that.
No, true.
Badenoch, she claims that the government has descended into a civil war, and she did so whilst laughing hysterically about that. Because we're dealing with serious people here, apparently.
Jesus. Yeah.
She went on
You can see why. Oh, sorry.
No. She just went on to say, why does Starmer think there'll be a market meltdown if Streeting took over? Starmer said Labour is a united team. There was so much shouting. I've just written shouting, so much actual jeering, and then Hoyle stepped in and started shouting at Chris Philp, which we'd all like to do, really, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we would.
Starmer wanged on about the achievements Labour claim to have made. Some of them they have. A lot of them they have not.
Right.
Badenoch had the nerve to quote unemployment figures and said that they are now the same as during lockdown. The temerity of that witch.
Yeah, that's a fair comment.
It's unreal.
They keep doing this though, don't they? The Tories are just like so far behind everything that they try and attack Labour constantly for stuff that it's their fault. Genuinely, you can track it back to them. It was them that did it, but they seem to have don't seem to realize. Well, they do obviously realize, but they don't care what they're saying because
it's become a fucking elephant sanctuary, that chamber, hasn't it?
Yeah, just a bit. Sorry.
No, she said, why has unemployment risen month on month since Labour took office? Starmer gave back contradictory numbers to the ones that she spouted. And then started talking about Labour's investment figures versus the Tory investment. She claimed that the Tories left employment figures higher than they inherited in 2010.
I don't believe that to be true.
Yeah, that's what. Well, see this face. I don't think that's fucking true.
Yeah. That sounds
she blamed
incorrect. Sorry.
She blamed Labour's budget last year. I just put incredible. She's evil. Starmer clapped numbers back and turned it back onto her, like you just said, because that's the route. Badenoch came back with absolute hyperbole. Starmer rightly clapped back. Sojan Joseph, who I think is Labour. Now, this is a plank question I approve of. It's not out when we get them. Regarding Kent County Council, does the Prime Minister agree that reform are a risk to public safety? And then Starmer came back and started talking about the staggering incompetence of reform. Davey came in. Trump is trying to destroy the BBC to cover his own lies. Egged on by the leader of reform. Keeping it up. Well done, Ed.
Nice, yeah.
Will Starmer guarantee Trump won't get a penny? Starmer said he believes in an independent BBC and that it was needed more than ever, but they must do better.
Yeah, kind of fair, yeah.
But, avoiding
but again, But, I mean, we'll come on to this in a bit later, but it all tracks back to the fucking Tories again, doesn't it? I mean, it's... Yeah. Anyway, we'll come back to that one.
Ed said that the Tories ruined the BBC with cronies. Gibbs should have no role in the Director General recruitment. Will the PM sack him now? Starmer agreed that the Tories fucked everything, but won't comment on Gibb. Then Darren... Someone who looks like Darren Paffey. Can't
Who's
even
that?
blame Lindsay Hoyle for that one. Might be his name.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I mean, this one. It's Care Leavers Week. And he brought up... Sorry, I've got two competing thoughts in my head at the minute.
Right.
Because he brought up, do you remember a few months ago that Reform Councillor referred to children in care as evil?
Yep.
Well, this Darren Paffey. Pafferty? It looks like Paffey. Labour, anyway. He raised it and asked the Prime Minister to condemn it. Starmer then invited Farage. He talked a bit about how kids in care deserve a lot better. And he invited Farage to condemn them. And by a massive stroke of coincidence, guess whose question was next? So,
Farage.
Fuckface stands up, completely ignored what Starmer said, and my competing thought from before was that it occurred to me that they must have to not just submit to ask a question, but submit the actual question.
Yeah, they do.
Because I was expecting Farage to swing the BBC round Starmer's head, but obviously it had to be a question from when he submitted it in July or whenever it was. You know, him who's not allowed to ask a question. Lying prick.
Yeah.
So he
also
ignored...
boycotting PMQs allegedly, which...
It lasted 1 week.
6 days, yeah, exactly. So 7 days, sorry. How many days are in a week? Fuck it hell. Yeah, 7 days.
Short-term is psychopathy, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So Farage ignored the opportunity to condemn calling kids in care evil, because he is evil. And started talking about how 3 migrant hotels will be closed in Nottinghamshire under the Reform Council, and started talking about the safety of women and girls again, and can you get government support to get it happening quicker? And Starmer gave a pretty weak rebuttal. Somebody else started talking about a men's health strategy. What the fuck? So I put a pin in that, and we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll come back to that one. Yeah.
A lot to say about that. Then we had Rupert Lowe.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he had a question
Now,
this
Dom,
week.
what do you think Rupert Lowe might have asked about? Go on, see if you can guess.
My first guess would be mass deportations, because that's what he was always wanging on about.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Am I close?
Nope. Well, maybe.
No.
Not really.
Something to do with immigration. No?
Bring back hanging.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Of course. That's his other thing, the death penalty. He loves talking about the bloody death penalty, doesn't he? Jesus Christ.
Mental.
Oh, he's nuts.
Fucking mental.
Oh, so what did he say?
Oh,
what was his question?
Look, I can't do it to my brain. I just have to soak up what he says and turn it into a snippet because he's a subhuman who should be fired into space.
Yeah, he's awful.
Keir Starmer stood up and essentially went, "Don't be daft."
Good. I mean, it's just, culture war, far right, wedge issues.
Oh, it's just me ass. Sorry, I've got no time. People like that shouldn't be voted into anything.
No,
we've got a problem with the system, as identified by NoHoldBarredPod. The last question was fucking awful because it is again linked to what I exist in 24/7. Richard Quigley discussed a 19-year-old lady in his constituency who is suffering with an eating disorder and has now been put onto palliative care. Anorexia. Eating disorders are not terminal fucking illnesses. They are very easily treatable with the right treatment and the time taken and the expense spent into making somebody well again, because we live in capitalist society, so it does cost money to get people well. And as somebody who, I am not anorexic, but the symptoms of everything I've got going on amount to technical anorexia. Today I've had 2 Ensure drinks because my body just doesn't want food. And I've only done that so I can take my tablets because I don't want to be unwell, but my body doesn't want to eat, so I'm struggling. And when I begged to be referred to services to try and get some support because I don't want to be this ill, I got 2 long appointments to go and discuss the psychology around my problems with psychologists in that department, who then, it's no mean feat to go back through traumatic history. It's, it's detrimental.
Yeah,
to eventually be told that my only option was to go to a weekly support group for people who want to be heroin chic. And that's not my problem. I've got mechanical issues. And my point being, there's no help. There is no help. No. And what there isn't enough, and the staff are overworked. The treatments they're using are ineffective. They're not up to speed with the latest in somatic understanding. And I don't know why I'm sat here without a job. Because nobody else seems to understand this shit.
Yeah. No, it's a funny one, isn't it?
She's so far down the pipe.
Yeah.
She's so far down the pipe, her organs must have started packing in, at which point...
Yeah.
You're done.
And
I take my supplements and force things down me because I don't want to be that ill. I want to get my life back together, but the help isn't there. It's the equivalent of home dentistry. And it's all mental.
No, it's really... There's so much lacking from the NHS in terms... I saw this week they announced they're laying off, 19,000 staff or something as well, and closing down NHS England now.
Oh, we can't afford people on welfare, Don. Can't do that.
No, I know.
Oh, pick a fucking lane.
Yeah, it's been...
And that was PMQs.
I try not to listen. Yeah, thanks. It's just... the whole NHS is an absolute mess at the moment, and again, it's a legacy thing from the Conservatives, as we know.
Yeah.
14 years of dialing it down at every opportunity in every department, isn't it? And then sort of stuffing it full of management at the top and having no people to work underneath it. GP surgeries don't have enough doctors, hospitals don't have enough nurses or doctors, hospitals don't have enough sort of equipment or money to deal with what they've got. You've just put your point across, and it shows exactly that point. And I've got one from this week for myself as well, need to have spinal surgery, and it's potentially looking like some point next summer is the earliest they can see me, which is just nuts.
And that's just to see you, not pencil you in for an op.
Oh yeah, that's not the op. That's the discussion, the pre-discussion before the operation. So that's something nearly like 9 months or 10 months away. It's just madness.
It took me.
Yeah, yours is ages, wasn't it?
I want to say best part of a year, but it kind of feels longer because, it was a year from when I think I had my first appointment with him that I got my surgery, but I had to wait for that appointment. They did offer me a quicker surgery, but I'd have to travel to Sheffield.
Oh, yeah.
I don't drive. I live alone. No. Thanks.
It's a bit, it's a bit tricky to get up there. Yeah, especially getting back on the train after you've had spinal surgery.
And given the following months of wrangling with those private medical providers, I wouldn't have trusted them to have got me in at that point anyway, because administratively they couldn't handle a piss up in a brewery.
Yeah. I remember you telling me about it. Yeah, it's such a massive disconnected whole organisation, the NHS. It needs a real overhaul, but probably not by Wes Streeting. I don't think he's the
what
right
I really don't get is that it's at such crisis point. I mean, the NHS is at crisis point, but the British public and the employment numbers are at crisis point because of it. We wouldn't. Where are we now? How long have they had? 15 months? Off the top of your head, 16?
There or thereabouts. Yeah.
When a bank is in financial crisis, they don't wait 16 months to bail out.
No.
Yet you've got people dying. You've got relative children being put on palliative care because the treatment they needed isn't available.
So bad.
I'm sitting here because the treatment I need isn't available. Unless I pay for it. I don't have £30,000.
No.
So I've sat on benefits for the best part of a decade when I could have been fixed. In agony.
I know.
There's just no joined-up thinking. And it's so counterproductive because it's costing the country more fiscally.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it?
Poverty and ill health create, more prisoners, more business? No, more work for the police. Obviously a strain on the NHS. It just, everywhere you look, poverty just trickles out and infects everything.
It does. And a healthy society, makes for everything, like, everything functions better, doesn't it? And it costs less to support.
But that's how sadistic it is. It doesn't make fiscal sense, which apparently is all they give a shit about. You can't have it both ways unless you're an absolutely evil sadist.
Yeah. Pardon me. Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear the numbers about the NHS this week, but they're not. They may be improving slightly in certain areas, but they're not improving quickly enough, and they're not improving in the right places quickly enough. That's the thing. So
yeah, well, do you know what they've done now? There's been a bit of jiggery pokery.
Yeah, of course.
They've cancelled lots of appointments, which is how they've slashed a lot of wait lists.
Yeah, that's what the Tories were doing as well.
And anyone who's had one of those letters, having had a cancelled appointment, you then get a new appointment for the exact same appointment. That's what that is.
That's the fudging of the figures, right? Yeah, I remember it was reported back when Johnson was Prime Minister, I think, and that shit was going on then as well. They were just, because it was spiraling out of control, and then suddenly loads of people had cancelled appointments, and then suddenly the numbers started to look like they were falling, but obviously they're not.
You can't make a population ill and then refuse to help them get better unless you want this to happen.
Exactly.
What?
I
despair.
Same. Especially when I went on to choose my appointment for my surgeon, then it was next June. Today I did that this morning. It's like, what?
That's what I've said to you before. I got my other neurological referral for my brain from being paralysed for 6 hours last year for no reason, and now I have resulting migraines that make me blind.
Yeah.
They refused to see me initially because they didn't have the capacity to take on more people. That was last year. And then a load of medical staff persuaded me to push back for the appointment. So I've gone back. I've been referred again. I got the letter to ring up for the appointment. And I rang up for the appointment. They gave me a list of hospitals to choose from. So I chose the most convenient one, not necessarily the best one, because I wanted an appointment, not another refusal.
Yeah.
So I picked Wiston. I then some weeks later, got a letter from Walton Centre of Neurology, which is not the one I picked, telling me I'd been waitlisted for their appointments. So I'm just... Is this really the most straightforward way of doing things? Is it?
No, it's not. It's just such a untangleable mess at the moment, the NHS. I don't know how they can...
What's wrong with my neck?
It's absolutely fine for me.
I've got old person neck, haven't I? Anyway, sorry, go on.
Not. I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, anyway, now I'm in the same position as you've been in for a while, and I'm now waiting on, because what I need is quite severe. I had an operation on one disc 7 years ago, and they took away 80% of that disc, and of the remaining 20%, about half of that is now sticking out into my nerve root in the bottom of my spine. So that's what's happening with me. So I'm just dosed on painkillers constantly, and now I found out this morning that my first consultant appointment in the hospital won't be, looks like, next June. So I now have to keep going on all this painkiller shit, which, so
my heart
I don't
goes
know.
out to you.
As you said,
that was the first bit of my back that went when I was 21.
Yeah,
and it is
hideous. Oh, it's awful, and so it's just now I've got to cope with it, and for another year, at least a year. But the problem is, the pain for me is getting worse, sort of month on month. It's not getting better. So fuck knows what I'll end up like by next June.
That's where I was when I was working, except I had they would give me no choice of surgery, I assume, in all fairness, because the science wasn't there 20 years ago.
Right.
And they were of the opinion that if you operate on a younger person's spine and you, say, do what you had done to me when I was like early 20s, that within a decade, disc above and below it will have taken the wearing and they'll be fucked. So it was very much you're on your own because that's your best option right now. So I did 11 years of it, and then I was either in too much pain, and I had endo as well. It wasn't just my spine. I had raging endo, so I was just tramadol diazepammed up, and I just was no use to anybody.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? That's it. I'm trying to take as few painkillers as I possibly can, but I'm on the amitriptyline nerve things, which
I hate them. Them.
Yeah, they're not nice. They make you feel really.
They're antipsychotics to give. That's what they are. But they use them for pain relief.
Yeah, as a side effect of is pain relief. I know, but it's just they just don't. You just feel grim when you wake up in the morning. So anyway, and I'm not enough of my sob story, but yeah, it just goes back to the NHS, and it shows you that what a state we're in.
No, but it's shit being in pain, Don. It's not a sob story. You are allowed to experience crapness and talk about it. Literally what we're doing.
Yeah, true. yeah, absolutely. So, but it just means I've got a lot of things that I can't do between now and then that I've had to, I was a cub leader for a long time, and I loved doing that. I really loved doing it, but I've had to stop doing it now because I can't. It's too physical. So anything like that, I've had to put on hold. So, yeah, it's a bit of a pisser. So I'll get through it, and we'll keep doing this every week because at least I can do it sitting down. So,
tramadol helping you?
They won't give me tramadol at my surgery, so I have to get tramadol. Don't tell anyone. My mum sends me some. My mum takes it for her. My mum's had various hips and knees surgeries done and stuff. Why won't they give it to you? It's just their policy in the surgery. They don't like giving it out. I know. I've just said to them loads of times. That's not how pain
relief works.
I know. It's possible I might just change surgeries, but they're a good surgery for everything else. I mean, they look after me well, but they won't.
Oh, I'm going to send you a letter. To send to.
Oh yeah,
that's template. Not fucking on. No, it's not on. You can't do that. I mean, admittedly, I'm not up to speed. I don't know if any modern painkillers have come out, but I know the ones I was on, and the only one I can use now is tramadol, and I use it very sparingly because it has side effects that Don't necessarily, it keeps me awake and stuff.
Oh, right.
Which, I say it keeps me awake. I can't fully sleep, but I'm very relaxed, and it doesn't make me angry that I can't sleep. But it's not helpful.
Yeah, fair enough.
So if I take it, I have to take it early in the day, and sometimes I'm not here. That sounds terrible. I don't go anywhere. I just have an irregular sleep pattern.
Yeah.
God, it's so hard. Now I've lost my thread, so that was fine.
Yeah. I got an appointment with the doctor in a couple of weeks, so I'm going to ask about that again. But it's because they give you codeine, and codeine
to get you through to surgery. You're not asking it for the rest of your life. At one point, in fact, they put me on tramadol at 21. And by the time I think I was 32, I'd had an incident where I'd gone to Spain, and we'd gone somewhere else from where we were staying for a weekend, and I'd forgotten my tramadol. And I was like a junkie. It was horrifying. By the time we got back,
Really?
I was literally like,
wow.
it was the side effects. They were terrifying. I was that angry. I wanted to
really?
Proper,
it was like withdrawal symptoms. Yeah.
Like I've never experienced. It terrified me that much. I asked to be referred to Walton Neuro to go and see the head of pain, because I was like, I do not like this. I am not happy about being in this state. It's not good enough. And I went to see him, and he was like, well, with your problem, because you're so young, like, I've got a 90-year-old spine at 21. Smashing. He said, you're going to be on these for the rest of your life. He said, but you can only take... I'd been on them at that point for like 11 years.
Yeah.
And because they're the type of drug that you become resistant to, Don, I was taking 16 a day, which is double the maximum dose.
Yeah, that's
now,
too much.
for a regular person, that would be enough probably to potentially kill them, because they're not used... Their biology isn't used to it. But I'd been taking it that long, and I needed it. I wasn't like a drug junkie. I was in fucking agony, as you know.
Yeah.
Because mine started in my L4-5 and slowly travelled up to my T10-11, and it's gone all the way up, and it's ended up at near C5 to 7. That's the first operation I had.
Yeah.
What am I talking about again?
Tramadol.
So he said, what we'll do, and this is like the head of pain at like one of the foremost neurological hospitals in the country. He said, so we'll put you down, we'll bring you back down so you're only on the maximum dose of tramadol, and we'll give you morphine to have on top of that.
Yikes.
And you want me to fucking work for a living?
two
didn't
opiates,
happen.
one... Yeah, no, that's not good,
I'm not like having a go at him, because apparently when you take far too much of it, it peaks a type of hormone in your body.
Oh, right.
Too high, which can start affecting all sorts of other things. So fair dues, but I had no other options. And, so by the time I was on 32, by the time I was 32, I was on tramadol, morphine, diazepam, antidepressants, antipsychotic, because it might help nerve pain. And we wondered why the time I got to 40, my brain was on fucking fire. So then I go and see the psychology people, because my brain's on fire and I'm trying to cope with this wrecked body that looks normal, which really doesn't fucking help my cause, not gonna lie. Invisible illnesses, you just get told you're a liar for decades. And then psychologist puts me on more antipsychotics that make me worse. And then when I go back and say I'm getting worse, she ups the dose. And I'm just like...
Jesus. Yeah, that's a kind of weird...
So there's a lot about the NHS that we really need to attend to that has nothing to do with money, but all about
pathways, treatment pathways and stuff. Yeah, joined up
more thinking. Close, keep going. To like pinpoint treatments to people that to give people treatments that will help their specific issues rather than actually like an all-encompassing. Well, this will do for everyone. It might help some of them. Yeah, not how brains work.
No.
Sorry, it went on a bit of a rant then, didn't I?
It's absolutely fine. Yeah.
But it's shocking, and there's loads of us. This is why I'm crying about it, because there's loads of us, and it's unacceptable.
Yeah, I know. It is. It really is. But we should persevere and see what happens. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but we just have to wait and see. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do about the NHS. It's fucked. Yeah. I didn't even have the NHS on my notes. but we've had a good chat about that, which is nice.
No, we haven't even finished. We've got that to talk about later as well, but that's not the subject. You do some talking. Go on. People are sick of my voice.
Oh,
I'm sick of my voice.
Okay. I will do my far right / reform roundup of the week. I'm going to have to make some jingles.
We all look forward to it.
We need a PMQs jingle and we need a far right / reform roundup jingle. Anyway, this week we had Remembrance Sunday. Well, last weekend it was Remembrance Sunday, and as if there's anything we know about Remembrance Sunday, it brings out performative poppy. Can't think of another P word.
Poncing.
That'll do fine. Yeah. Performative poppy poncing. Yes. And this year was off the charts, I'd say. I think this is probably one of the worst. Go on.
It doesn't go. I was going to say performative poppy noncing. More accurate, but doesn't rhyme as well. Sorry.
No. Yeah, the alliteration sort of falls off there. But yeah. Anyway, two specific ones I wanted to draw people's attention to, which caught my eye on the weekend. But the first one was everyone's favourite far-right grifter, Tommy Robinson, being filmed by one of his lackeys whilst attending a church service on Remembrance Sunday in Chelsea with the Chelsea pensioners, I believe. And it just makes me wonder, like, there's nothing he won't do just to sort of draw attention to himself, to the point where he's taking a film crew into a church on Remembrance Sunday, and the guy's at the side of him, filming Tommy Robinson holding his holding his order of service and singing. Absolute nonsense. I mean, it's just such a, he was in Israel last week. He did have to read
the words to the hymns, though, didn't he? Because he's such a patriot.
Well, yeah. But he was in Israel last week, wasn't he? So he was pretending, and he's
supporting
in Poland.
The rapists.
Yeah, so he was in Israel last week being Jewish, and then now he's Christian and Church of England, and now he's literally today and yesterday in Poland being a Catholic.
He's a shape-shifting shithead. He's a shape-shifting shithead. Sorry, I shouldn't sing.
He most definitely is.
That's terrible.
No, I don't mind that. It's fine. And then the other one was Tommy Robinson wannabe Mussolini tribute act, Nick Marcel Tanconi.
Do you know what? There's a part of me that just feels really sorry for him.
There's mental health issues there, isn't there? I think with him, definitely.
Well, he's not the full shilling, is he?
No, he's not.
I mean, I pity him. I don't feel sorry for him. I'd find him to space, but I just think he's
he's awful.
Pitiful, terrible person.
So yeah, he put out a post on Sunday, a picture of himself. I'm going to get it. I've got the tweet. Here it is. And he said, "An honor to observe." Right. Okay. I'm going to read this out because I'll come on to why in a minute. He put, "An honor to observe Remembrance Sunday at the Cenotaph on Whitehall today," he said. The program being handed out says repeatedly to pray for the dead, blah, blah, blah. And then the Lord Bishop of London offered prayer. The picture of him is stood next to a war memorial, which maybe is called a cenotaph. But when I zoomed in on
they are all cenotaphs.
Picture, yeah, exactly. So when you zoom in on the picture, and I did that and put a post out, it says Borough of Aldershot. So Mr. Tanconi
is that where he lives?
Lying so sorry?
Is that where he lives?
No idea where he lives. But he was at Aldershot, and he wrote, "An honour to observe Remembrance Sunday at the Cenotaph on Whitehall today." I said, "That's not the Cenotaph, Nick. Do you know how I know?" I said, "Because the memorial plaque says the Borough of Aldershot on it, you absolute lying
It's almost shyster. Like they're not very bright.
Q, how many replies did I get on that post? Hundreds of replies anyway. The post had 1.4 million views. Fucking hell, I didn't even know it had that many. But people coming to his defence going, he didn't say he was at Whitehall. I said, hey, hold on.
Yeah, he did.
He says, "An honour to observe Remembrance Sunday at the Cenotaph on Whitehall today." come on. But so many people jumped in and quoted my post and replied to me and said, oh no, he watched it on telly. It's like, how do you know?
When you say people.
Hell. Yes. Well, no, some people, some bots, obviously. But, yeah. So even our friendly friend of the pod, Reform councillor Michael Squires, said that it was the height of disrespect. Oh,
did you clock what happened?
What about? Is this Michael?
My last exchange with him a few days ago. You were on it. It was off on your post,
probably did.
I think.
What?
Do you remember how we came to a conclusion the other week? Or a couple of conclusions, one of which that he was MI5 because he's just too fucking nice to be a Reform.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what did he say? I can't remember. He made a reply that was just quite funny and like nice because he's just nice, isn't he? And it's just odd.
Yeah, he seems really nice.
And I replied and I went, right, that's it. I'm absolutely, totally convinced that you're now MI5, laughing emoji.
Yeah.
And he replied laughing and said, you're absolutely spot on.
Oh, did he?
Nice. And then I said, I can't remember. It was quite a funny, if you can find it, it's quite an interesting little thing because it went back and forth and then he stopped talking to me completely.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll have a look for it in a minute.
And he hasn't spoke to me since.
Oh, Michael, what's wrong?
That's all I'm saying, people. We still don't know. The jury is still out. We're just asking questions, but his behaviour would indicate he doesn't want to talk about MI5.
Interesting. I might drop him a message later and ask him outright. See if he'll reply. Oh, we do like Michael, but yeah.
Yeah, we do.
So that was the two main things from Sunday. Just two of the worst grifters and the far right making themselves look like absolute morons.
Well,
what else?
Shiver me fucking timbers.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
so what else have we got this?
Is he private school
mafia?
You
got something else. Sorry?
I'm just on his wiki trying to find out where he resides roughly. I'm not want to dox him.
Well, he's Leicestershire, curious. I assume. He's the councillor in Leicestershire.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
He's a real councillor.
Yeah, for Reform.
Tenconi.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were talking about Michael Squires again.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Oh no, Tenconi's not. Tenconi's a paid-up fucking grifter from no. He was a personal trainer, I think, before he became an.
Oh no, he still is, according to his wiki.
Mussolini. Yeah.
He was. He's private school fucking mafia. That little prick.
Of course, he would.
Born into a wealthy family in East Sussex. Went on to work in sales. That tracks. Personal training business. Yeah, right. Tenko training.
That's it. Yeah. That's the one that he was caught out sending very rude messages to prostitutes from that account. Yeah.
Wow, what a treat he is. He doesn't say where he lives, oddly enough. I can't believe he's a real No, he's not a councillor, is he?
No, Tenconi's
not. No, that's
no.
okay. The world's all okay. Well, I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
That would have been wild.
We're talking about Michael Squires, who is a real councillor in Leicestershire. But no, Tenconi's just a paid-up mouthpiece for the far right, Turning Point mouthpiece. So he's the chief operating officer of Turning Point, and the head of UKIP as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the other thing I had on Reform this week, apart from Farage doing his 7th press conference in 3 weeks, which is just nuts, and live on the BBC, live on the Sky News, broadcast the entire event. This one was about small businesses, he said, whilst continually advertising JCB, his new benefactor, who allegedly owed the taxman £500 million.
Lord Bamford.
Yes, Lord Bamford, who used to be Boris Johnson's sugar daddy, but he's now leapt across the fence to Farage.
You could see that fellatio happening in real time.
Yeah, you could. You could. It was really easy to spot. So anyway, that was his small... Yeah, he said loads of bloody crap again, as he always does, but he talked about Oh, and the other thing he talked about this week, Farage, was he went on GB News, and there was on the chyron at the bottom it said World War One, the Farage theory. I'm like, oh my God, talk about fucking self-aggrandizement and like entitlement. And he went on to talk about how he thought, in his words, his theory was that the war should have carried on longer, basically. Like, I mean, this is a historical theory that's been put out, and it was put out by General Pershing, I think his name was, originally, who said that at the time he believed that they should have carried on fighting until Germany were surrendered. But I mean, the reasons for that not happening were mainly because tens of thousands of people extra would have died. But Farage said in his theory the armistice was a mistake and they should have carried on the war. And he said the Treaty of Versailles was somewhat vindictive on Germany, which some people say that's true. I mean, it was pretty harsh in terms of kind of the political symbolism and stuff. But
it didn't fucking work, did it? We know that much.
No. Well, that's the point, isn't it? And then that's the historical theory, is they think that that's what then led in. Well, it's part of what led into World War II. So
the trouble we've got are people like Nigel fucking Farage.
Yeah, I know. So that. Oh no! One more reform thing. Reform this week have announced their Students for Reform. Students, the number 4, Reform. A new grassroots movement for youth, the Farage youth, if you will.
Read the incels from Lancaster University.
Yeah, which we talked about months and months ago, I think, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys. And guess who's heading up the Students for Reform? It's everyone's favourite fake
lecturer.
Academic. What have I written? For everyone's favourite fake academic and all-round loser, promoting the Great Replacement Theory, Matt Goodwin. I mean, he can't. He's not an academic or a professor anymore. He can't be, because he's such a nutcase.
He's dog shit.
So he's invented, with Nigel Farage, a new role for himself, of which he's going to go and basically radicalise young people.
Do you know what? The more I think about these people going on from the conversation last week, trying to get them on for a discussion, I don't think we're ever going to be able to do it.
No, I don't think
because
so.
They can't debate, because they're not genuine academics. They're fucking idiots on a mission for a billionaire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's it. It's all.
Which is why we're standing up and doing what we're doing, because, and I'm not putting us in the same category, but like us and the Zach Polanskis of the world and the Politics Socials and the Phils and the Max Robespierres and the Supertans.
Yeah.
We've been good people our lives. This is why we're doing it, because we can stand up and they've got nothing on us. Every single one of them is a deviant with something terrible in their history. If not their actual 24/7, the way they exist. So the more of us that do that, eventually, if we keep pushing and stand together, we'll crush them.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're moving in the right direction. And as you mentioned, Zach Polanski, he put a video out, you saw obviously this morning on Twitter, and if anyone didn't see it, I reposted it, and then kindly was my quote tweet Zach Polanski himself actually retweeted, which was nice. But I said, cool. He's building something which just might be the hope that we need in political terms anyway. He's the guy that we can maybe focus a bit of our attention towards.
The only way we might be able to do it is if we could get Michael Spicer to come on as a character.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Honestly, though, if anybody can point anybody from the right side of the aisle that will be willing to sit down and have a conversation with us, please do, because we want to do it. Do. We're Absolutely. Just struggling to get people to come and discuss things with us.
Yes.
For reasons.
Although, that being said, Peter McCormack messaged me yesterday and said he still wants me to go to London and go on his show, which I had dropped off my radar completely, so I will get in touch. I have got back to him, and we're just working on a date now. So, so hopefully we'll get a reciprocal. So that might be one of our guests that we can get. That'd be
brilliant. That might break it down.
More right leaning. Yes, exactly. That's hopefully because he's a big name, and especially with the right. So let's I'm back on that track again. So
cool.
I think On that note, shall we wrap up part 1?
Yeah.
And then come back in part 2 and we'll talk about the BBC. I've got predominantly. And America again.
And I've got the gender health divide.
Yes.
And the Labour hokey cokey.
Yeah.
Knees bend, arm shake, leak. So.
On that note.
See you later.
See you in part 2.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.